don't know. Man, that is beyond, that is way beyond me and so on. Now let me come back to this matter that we're not gonna let up on. And this is a Calvin Brutus matter. Today is what? Today it's supposed to be like about 61 days since they said, I think it was the 11th of July. They say he proceeded and leave on the 11th of July. Today is like about 61 days since this investigation is just started. And until now, this remember, I read earlier in the release about the no extradition that the Ministry of Home Affairs, right there, the Ministry of Home Affairs made the statement, what's today? The ministry said that it remains committed to transparency and accuracy in all matters of public interest. Now I'm saying that this matter involving Calvin Brutus, attorney at law and assistant commissioner of police, who they say decided to go on leave to facilitate an investigation into money laundering and financial impropriety, is a matter of public interest. And the ministry is silent. This same ministry who proclaims to be committed to transparency and accuracy, they ain't saying nothing. 61 days since he gone on leave. Up to now, these people who are committed to transparency and accuracy cannot tell the public if an allegation was put to Brutus. They cannot tell the public if he was arrested and questioned in relation, or even attempt, or if they attempted to question. They can't tell you that. This is a transparent organization we're talking about. These are the people who are talking about transparency. And let me tell you this. Again, what is the position with the investigation? We know that in the investigation, at least I know, you don't have to give the details. Is the investigation continuing? I saw they put out one of the propagandists last week who wrote to say that basically that Soku getting a rough time finding evidence. That is nonsense. Or as Nylan would say, nonsenseness. Because there's a preponderance, to use the ambassador's word, a preponderance of evidence of corruption and criminal activity. Preponderance. Because they're talking, and I hear, you know, and I had anticipated I should have mentioned this to you all before. Because the thing what sparked this whole story is that Brutus deposited $16.5 million into the police credit union. He says that the source of that money was gifts before, during, and after his wedding. I think the wedding took place sometime last year. That's what it said. People, we see the cargage gift. I understand, the board whispered, and I had anticipated this, that an attempt now was made, or is being made, or was successfully made, to get businessmen. Listen to this carefully. They're trying to get businessmen to give statements to say that they give him money, the total of which will come up to the same 16.5. So a businessman will say, well, I give $1 million as a gift, I give you 500,000 as a gift, I give 200,000. So they will now argue, or in the report, they're going to say, well, these people confirm that they gave him gifts totaling maybe 20 million or whatever, and he chose to deposit 16.5. That is, I understand, is part of the game plan, which is not surprising to me. Which is not surprising. That is what they are. Yes, Evelyn, big leaf. But outside of that, that is not all. That is not it. That might have sparked the investigation, but the thing has gone past that. This investigation, and that is why we say Soku is not capable of conducting this investigation. Not capable. Because not only the $16.5 million was deposited, what happened to the big fraud at the quartermaster store? What happened to all those at the police finance who would have approved vouchers and all of these things? What happened to the PS Ministry of Home Affairs? And then if you look at the thing this morning, it is, there's an article in Stabrook News, we can go into it on Wednesday, by former Auditor General Anil Gulsaran, who questions the activity of the tender board in this whole process. We can go into it in more detail on the next program. And rightly so, because as we said, there is evidence that Brutus, the man in charge of administration of the Ghana Police Force, who overlooks or who oversees the finance, the quartermaster store, the construction, all them, the E-position. In other words, you can't pay any money unless he approves of it. at the police level. He get company, Kitus company, registered sometime in June last year. His wife has companies, at least two, that I see documents about. Well, I see documented one, and now they reported not so long ago of this other one, and they're supplying items to the police. So you have the man who in charge of the stores, who in charge of the finance, and who got to approve these things, approving things for your wife. And you want to tell me there's not conflict? There's perhaps even more than conflict. That's criminal behavior. He approved. So this thing what they're trying to hoodwink we about the 16.5 deposited in the police, which was in fact deposited. The thing gone past that. It's gone past. This investigation should have gone past that. I don't know if it is. Because Aaron Gulsaran also said, and I agree with him, that this is not a SOCU thing alone. He went to the Auditor General office and all of these places. And we have been saying a long time, the Auditor General should have been involved, because when you see advances, cash advances being approved by Brutus for his driver and his secretary to go in the interior to do investigation. One was on Christmas Eve Day, 2020. Something is wrong, and the Auditor General office should have jumped on this. So, because here, let me tell you this. When you examine those advances, and they're clear, if they were cleared, is a lot of bogus receipts. They never went any place. They never went any place. The driver, George, and the secretary, Louis, they ain't got no place. Brutus approved the advance for them. They collect the money, $200,000 at each pop. So it's not 200, it's $200,000 every time an advance is made. And it is alleged that the people of the finance office were instructed that whenever you see my signature on anything, do not query it. That is the allegation. So all of these things have to be investigated. And I say again, as Gulsaran said, that SOCU is a unit of the Ghana Police Force, and we hear the expended quarter is reported over the weekend, and we can deal with it to say that SOCU is an independent unit. The Volkswagen said that. And how can SOCU be independent when the members are from the force? They are sent there by the administration of the force, and they are removed by the administration of the force. How can they be independent? SOCU is a unit in the Guyana Police Force, like any other unit. The TSU, the transport, the finance, any other unit. And so they come with this nonsense about SOCU being an independent unit. This investigation is wide, because now, as Mr. Gulsaran is saying, the National Procurement Tender Board Administration should be involved. He asked the question, what type of due diligence they did when they approved the company owned by the wife of Brutus. That is what is being alleged here. To supply things to the police, to supply stuff. What did you do? And you know, I read the thing, the paper said, yeah, I was reading then today, Starbuck News. The paper said that when they reached out to Taram Chan Balgobin, I think is the man in charge of the tender board, he said, you're abroad. You can't answer you're abroad. You refer them to somebody else. That reminds me when Nigel Appy was sitting there in the commissioner's chair, and they were coming after me. I call him or text him. I said, Nigel, if the police, am I wanted by the police for any questioning? If I am wanted by the police, just let me know and I will make myself available. He tell me out of the country. So I want to know what out of the country got to do with it. He's out of the country. That is what I was told by that, let me say, gentleman. I'm using the term very loosely here. So this issue about Brutus is not only about the $16.5 million more. And here, before I bring in Mr. Conway, I'm hearing a board whispering to me, you know, let's get the board, this crystal ball, that the allegation is that sometime not so long ago, he moved to the High Court to get the matter, the investigation discontinued. Is it true? Mr. Ben, seeing that you all are so transparent and you're looking for transparency and accuracy, I want to know, maybe now that I've said it, the public want to know, is it true that Calvin Brutus, attorney at law, and Assistant Commissioner of Police recently moved to the High Court to have this investigation discontinued? them is public interest matters. You talk here, let me read back what I say. The ministry said it remains committed to transparency and accuracy in all matters of public interest. There's no other matter of greater public interest right now apart from the cocaine. And therefore, people want to know, is it true that he has moved to the court? And before, maybe the media people are going to ask that question. And before I bring in Mr. Conway, I have said, and let me repeat it here as part of the education to them, that Brutus, first of all, should not have, he didn't request to go on leave. He should not have been sent on no vacation leave. He should have been sent on administrative leave. And I told them, all they got to do is ask the Attorney General, because in the case of Moti Duki versus David Ramnarayan as Attorney General, Nandalal representing Duki. Duki was a deputy superintendent who was allegedly caught with a large quantity of whiskey, which was suspected to have been smuggled from Suriname, and he was sent on administrative leave by the acting, or the person who was carrying out the functions of the commissioner, Ramnarayan. He moved to court. Nandalal represented him. Matter came up before Justice Corbin, and Justice Corbin said that only the Police Service Commission can send an officer on administrative leave. At that time, there was no Police Service Commission, and the first administration sought to use a section of the public service rules. Just said, no, that can't work. Can't use that. Only the commission. Since there was no commission, he could not have been sent on administrative leave, and therefore he returned to work. There's a commission now. There's a commission, and therefore move should have been made to send Brutus on administrative leave while this investigation is going on. I don't know if that has been done. So I'm telling you, the precedent is there. Free advice. The precedent is there. All you have to do, pull up the file or go to Nandalal and find out from him how the thing does work. And maybe he'll advise you what you have to do to send Brutus on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation. And you know, they're in Soksan. Because if we are to believe now that, and again, it's just, well, it's not confirmed, but if it is, that people are now saying that they gave this man this money as gifts over a period of time before, during, and after the wedding, and this money was deposited into the account. How come the extended squad to say no money was deposited? No investigation is going on. I tell you, let them talk, and the more they talk, because they are so stupid, it's like sand, quicksand. They let it wriggle. They're going down more and more. And finally, I said finally before bringing Mr. Conway, it is alleged that Brutus has thrown out the gauntlet, and he has said to them, I ain't going down alone. If I go down, you are coming with me. You are coming with me. So therefore, people treading very carefully in this matter. Imagine 60-something days, and they can't give any statement as to what is going on. 60-something days. 60-something days. Let me bring in Mr. Conway. And Mr. Conway, sorry, this Brutus matter. It can go and be, the investigation seems not to be going any place, and we are not going to allow it to come off the public radar. Your views?
Well, they try to say that they're drawing blanks, But we know far better. And we said over and over again, Suku does not have the technical nor professional competence to deal with this matter. And the matter is widespread. We also said that the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the Ministry of Finance have to be aware of what's going on here. Gulbulchuran saying certain things into this paper, that this thing is widespread. This thing is not only the 16.5. You mentioned about a secretary, a driver going to Port Kaichuma, going to Kaikan, going to Orange Police Station to conduct investigations. We saw the advance form. We saw who approved it. We saw who signed for it. Those are simple, straightforward matters. You don't have to go no deep investigation. And I had hinted some time ago, I used to be dealing with a man 7464 Smith. That means sometimes you catch them on and give him a hold in charge while you're dealing with the other issues, because what's going on now there, several charges I see could be instituted, or several offenses alleged to have been committed. So don't let it drag on, catch the man and give you all in charge. And you have enough evidence in many matters there. And I'm saying the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Ministry of Finance, Balgobin Halen, that he oversees. What I got to do the matter? What I got the thing is widespread. What go on went on at the quartermaster store? What go on at the Ministry of the Finance Office? What happened with the mess, the police mess? And the TSU mess, the FSCP, the Field Service College mess, the breakdown mess, the SC mess. What happened to the suppliers? And don't forget the hard working ranks in the Interior Region 1, Region 7, Region 8, Region 9. Those men who supposed to collect their subsistence allowances, they're making them put in bogus thing and say they're paying it to the police welfare fund when it is not so. That they're depriving those hardworking police from getting what they really deserve. Huh? And you're not investigating that. And then the gun runnings, the 1.5, and understand the stakes gone higher now, they're doing less thing, but the stakes gone higher, because the information I got now is people say everybody Conway and slow talking, but this thing. So if you want you got to come up higher. The stakes got to be high, as the case may be. So the whole thing is a wide ranging investigation. Not only the police credit union is wide ranging. It's going to shake the very foundation of the Ghana police force. And if you got to shake it, shake it. They got to be bloodletting. And if they got to be bloodletting, let it be. The investigation must continue, but not with Suku. Suku doesn't have the capability. And Suku is compromised also. And maybe Brutus is right if he said that he ain't getting alone, that is involved. And not only involved not in the police force. The Ministry of Affairs might be involved. The Ministry of Finance might be involved. No checks and balances. Nobody checking and say, hey, what's going on here? This thing and look right, and asking questions. So we're saying a proper, a detailed, and in-depth investigation by somebody, so a group of us or people outside of Suku. Suku must stand on it and know what they get, and let other people investigate. Brilliant foreigners come in and do the investigation, and then they're saying Suku drawing blanks. It is designed that way. It is designed that way for Suku to draw blanks.
The design like school sports, you're starting out with blanks. You get a big song and nothing, you only want the song to start the race. I agree with you fully, my brother. Now, on the same matter, if you get these gifts from all of these businessmen, good friend businessmen give you 16.5 or more, because I think if they give you these gifts, you're going to deposit all in the credit union. What about the Integrity Commission? Were these gifts, large gifts, declared to the Integrity Commission? I think the year ends June or July, something like that. Were these gifts declared? You see, I tell you, the more they wriggle, that is why this thing wants a proper investigation. Earlier this year, I had to run to Guyana to go to the Integrity Commission because they published my name in the official gazette that I did not file for 52 days or 53 days in 2021. I really thought the thing was calendar year, so I filed every year. I was the chairman of the Police Service Commission. I filed as I was required to do. But I thought since the life of the commission ended on the 8th of August 2021, I hadn't to fight for that year. But then the people put my name in the newspaper and on the official gazette to say that between, I think it was 4th of July or 4th of June, I'm not sure, either June or July, up to the 8th of August when I was chairman of the Police Service Commission, I was required to make my declaration with the Integrity Commission, and they had given us up to April someday. And I went there and I did that. I filed, submitted all the documents and so on that they wanted. Your transport, your registration for your vehicle, your bank account information, all of these things they wanted, and I supplied. Did Brutus supply this information? You see, that is what we're saying, that an investigation like this got to come from all angles. All. They said the wife, get business. What about the tax returns? Have they been filing tax about all these hundreds of millions of dollars that they are getting? If they get employees, are they paying NIS? It's a whole set of things. It's a whole set of questions got to be asked. And the last question I want to ask, and this we almost run out of time already, is I want to know whether the mother-in-law of Calvin Brutus, who was installed in the police quarters in the Mountain Branch compound, whether she's still there. Civilian, the man put his mother-in-law, who is a civilian, to live in a police quarters in the Mountain Branch compound. I understand that this very quarter that was identified for another rank, but not another, a rank. The quarter was identified for a rank. And I tell the rank, no, you can't get the quarter. The mother-in-law got to go there. And you know, when the Chief Justice warned them on the 28th of June 2021 that she found Calvin Brutus to be self-serving. Chief Justice said so, not me, I'm just repeating. She found him, based on all the evidence presented in court in the matter that she dealt with, she found him to be self-serving. And what did they do? They left him in admin. They put cat for watch milk. They put cat for watch milk. And that is the result of cat watching milk. They're drinking out the milk.